I do get the impression that, as with all these developments, the amount of what they call affordable housing gets reduced every time you see a new plan. And I think it would be very, very sad if Gospel Oak just became a lot of sort of a dormitory for people working in the city and all that. I mean, a lot of people in Gospel Oak, a lot of people in Oak Village do work in the city, but they've kept the houses the height they were. They don't need 18-story towers around here. And I think I see neighbourhoods, like down in Battersea and all that, becoming totally high-rise now, and they lose their soul, I think. And I think Gospel Oak has got a soul, and it's kind of indefinable. It's not Hampstead, it's not Camden Town quite. It's somewhere in between. And I think I've stayed here for a long, long time, and I think you feel when you're here that somehow there is something about the place that works. There's a kind of harmony.
How do you think the government should best raise money to fund the need for social housing?
Well, they're employing private developers. I mean, Camden used to build all its own housing, which doesn't anymore. So you've got a lot of private developers who have to do a deal with you, about how much affordable housing there'll be. And I think very often, that it's inevitably sort of reduced. I've not seen a single scheme where there's more affordable housing than anything else, because they need to sell the expensive housing to pay for the affordable housing. I mean, affordable housing is such a joke name anyway. I mean, it means unaffordable, less affordable, I suppose. But I do feel that they're trying to have their cake and eat it, and make money from selling private dwellings to finance affordable housing for people. And that's going to be very, very difficult to do, because you just said, we can make more money if we build 10 more private flats and cut down on the stock that the council has. But then you're not helping the people you ought to be helping.
And what do you think about young people pursuing creative careers like yours? Because obviously London's becoming a very expensive place for people, and those acting jobs don't pay that much in the beginning. So, what do you think about the kind of creative industry and big cities like London?
Ooh, mega question. All I would say is that it's all changed so much now with social media. And we used to, if you wanted a job, you go to the BBC and you'd have an interview and you sit in a chair and someone would ask you, and then you'd hear about it later. But now it all seems to be done online, and I think it gives some people a chance to do well. I think there are opportunities that have been offered by social media, but I think at the same time people don't seem to be talking to each other that much. It all seems to be done through people in virtual situations, filling in forms and all that sort of thing. And I think it's quite important when you work to actually know who you're working for, and to talk to somebody and have a face which attaches to the job, which you don't have anymore. And whatever one may say about it, in all these, the way sales are done now, and we are interested in your query, please hang on, and music played and all that, and 5 hours later you're still there. I think we've lost a lot there. But then I'm an old fart, I'm not. Young people approach it differently, and I would love to know what their feeling is about the opportunities now.